Ever been stuck in a boring chat with the usual, do you come here often? How's work? Nice weather, isn't it? Today I'm sharing 5 tips to keep conversations flowing, whether you're at work, on a date, or speaking with friends. Welcome, I'm Kavi, and I work in wealth management at a global bank. My job requires strong people skills to manage relationships with celebrities, entrepreneurs, and CEOs. And so this channel shares my insights to help you level up your social skills for a happier and more successful life. The first trick to never run out of things to say in conversation is to create curiosity. Last year I was on a weekend away with family and I was in a conversation with a really boring uncle, and I was literally thinking in my head, I have no idea what to say right now and I'm literally about to die of boredom. But the whole chat completely changed when I asked myself this question in my head, where I said, what can he do that I can't? And it came to me straight away that this uncle runs a very successful business. I've never even started a business. So I just asked him a bunch of questions about his early days in entrepreneurship and any advice he had for me. And in the end, the conversation ended up going on for like half an hour because I was really interested in what he was saying about business. I was learning a lot and I was just asking so many questions. So when you're speaking to someone, try and almost trick your brain and think to yourself, what can you learn from this person? What can they do that you can't? And go in with that mindset that you can learn from them. And instead, when you shift your mindset, you'll have so many questions and the conversation will just naturally flow. The second trick to never run out of things to say is to ask hypothetical questions. If you could know the truth about one question, what would you ask? Or if you had to live as somebody else for 1 year, who would it be and why? Now, I get it can feel really awkward to ask hypothetical questions like this, but I even use these types of questions when I meet people for the first time. And what I found is it helps at just skipping the small talk. These types of questions get people to speak about their values, which helps you to connect and makes the conversation flow. The third trick to never run out of things to say in conversation is to use the bookmark technique. Now, like many people, when I'm done reading, I get my book, I get my bookmark, I just use tissue, but don't watch that, and I put it in the page that I was just reading so I remember where I was. And so similarly, when I'm speaking to someone and they say something of interest, I don't just interrupt them, but instead I bookmark what they've just said in my head, and I know that I can come back to it when they've done speaking. So you can use the bookmark technique to make sure when the other person finishes speaking, you have something to say. Tip number 4 is to use the killer 2. Please just remember these 2 words, why and how. Just imagine for a second that you aren't in the room you're in right now, and instead you're at a party or a networking event and you meet someone and you're speaking to them about their work. You can always start with the basic questions like, what does your company do? But the best questions always start with why and how. Like you can say, why did you choose this field? Or how do you balance your personal life with work life? So if you use the killer 2 words, why and how, the other person is more likely to speak about their deeper beliefs, and so the conversation's more likely to flow without you needing to do anything. You can just sit back and relax. Before the final tip, if you want more useful videos like this on your algorithm, please subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments which point has been your favorite so far. The 5th trick is to use the Parrot Method. Now, here's a clip of Clover, who's the world's most famous parrot.
Clover.
As you can see, parrots are experts at repeating what people say. So for you, when you're next in a conversation and you're running out of things to say, just repeat the last few words that the person just said. You know, if I was speaking to someone and they said to me, oh, that really stressed me out, I would say back to them, oh, that stressed you out. And from that, they would then elaborate a lot more on the thing that they were talking about. Now, a little caveat to the Parrot Method is it can be really annoying if you keep just repeating what the other person says to you. So try and rephrase what they say and say it in your own words, because that's the ultimate proof that you've just listened to what they've said. I've already mentioned how curiosity makes conversations flow, but there's a really fun trick that I've started using recently that can transform your interactions. So watch this video to find out what it is and how you can use it to make someone love you more than ever.